Ah, the ocean. Bottomless, beautiful, and home to a wide diversity of life, from the spunky dolphin to the majestic whale, also the source of endless amounts of total nightmare fuel. There are plenty of creepy, dark backroads evolution has taken in the big blue, almost all of them ready to haunt your nightmares. And here in the video, there are 10 of them. Number 10. The hagfish. Say hello to the hagfish, a creature of the class Myxini. The hagfish has many unique qualities. It's the only creature with a skull but without a spinal column, and it excretes massive amounts of slime as a defense tactic. But even that disgusting little factoid pales to the worst characteristic ever of any animal in the animal kingdom, even the kangaroo. You see, the hagfish enters other creatures and then eats them from the inside out. And that's not even the absolute worst part. The hagfish has no way to penetrate the skin, so it has to find some other way to get into the fish. And that would be the fish's orifices, and all orifices are up for grabs. That's right, the hagfish will not only eat its prey alive, it will anally violate it first. Number 9. Tiburonia Granrojo. Better known as the big red jellyfish, and since it's on this list, you know that doesn't have anything to do with the chewing gum. It's 3 feet wide, fulfilling the big part. It's also red. And we bet you think we're going to tell you that it's got stinging tentacles that'll kill you. But no, it doesn't. It has oral arms. The big red doesn't give a crap about actually paralyzing its prey. It just grabs whatever the hell it wants to eat and puts it in its mouth. Number 8. Snakehead Fish. No, not a cartoon character, nor was it exposed to nuclear waste. It's just the snakehead, which is commonly found in Asia and Africa. How it got the name, well, that's pretty obvious. So why are we mentioning it here, beyond it being a creepy fish with fangs? Well, that's because it can come out of the water to say hello and maybe even eat some rats. Yes, the snakehead can come out of the water for short periods of time, as it has a primitive lung near its gills. Oh, by the way, they've also been spotted up and down the eastern seaboard, they've been seen in the UK, and they've even been spotted in Canada. They might be called what's an invasive species which can take hold in multiple locations. Happy swimming. Number 7. Promachoteuthis Sulcus. The Promachoteuthis, no idea about the pronunciation on that one, is a fairly undistinguished squid. Only one has ever been caught in the wild by the Germans. However, we only need one of these things to haunt your dreams forever. You see, the squid has teeth, not pointy little fangs, not a beak, it's just got a mouth. You sort of half expect this thing to start speaking to you, maybe summoning some sort of demon to avenge its death. You also have to wonder what the guys who hauled this thing up thought when they first saw it. If it was anything else other than dear lord it has teeth, well, maybe we should feed them to the hagfish. Number 6. Deep sea lizardfish. We like how this is called a lizardfish, named either by somebody who misses the points of jokes an awful lot, or somebody who didn't want this immediately fished to destruction because nobody thinks something like that should exist, because it shouldn't. Are we being judgmental? Well, absolutely, but on the other hand, things that big with mouths full of needle teeth make us a little bit judgmental. These things need to die. We'd recommend eating them if we weren't sure that their flesh was coated with spines that were large enough to gouge your mouth open and kill you while the dead-eyed lizardfish looks on laughing. So maybe we should just nuke them. Number 5. Vampire squid. The name vampire squid is misleading, although it's easy to understand why a squid that's jet black with red eyes and webbed tentacles topped with wicked spikes would be mistaken for a creature straight out of hell, especially since the inside of the creature shows its tentacles are covered in spines. Those will be useful to stick in your head when the bad dreams come. But wait, there's more. It can also trigger all sorts of flashes across its body. Scientists say it has light-generating organs under its skin called photophores, but we're pretty sure it's just witchcraft. After all, these are the same scientists who gave this thing a Latin name that means vampire squid from hell, so, well, you know they're hiding something. Number 4. Pelican Eel. Eels in general are disgusting creatures that societies have spent centuries trying to eradicate on the basis of, well, that just ain't right. Eels can bite, they can electrocute you, but there was one advantage we had over them, and that's that they couldn't eat parts of us whole. Well, say hello to the pelican eel who can do just that. How big is this cute guy's little appetite? Well, so big that they've actually caught a specimen with a whole squid in its stomach. An entire squid just slurped up alive like you'd eat a piece of calamari. On the other hand, the squid is related to some of the freaks on this list, so maybe he deserves a little sympathy. Number 3. The elbowed Magapinna squid. Squid, as you might have noticed, are creatures with a wide variety of evolutionary branches on the old tree of life. In fact, squid have evolved in many unique ways, resulting in freaky features such as elbows. Why elbows? Well, why not elbows? After all, squid have to develop an ability to take over the earth somehow, and at least some of the humans will figure out that the squids, in their reverse scuba suits, have trouble with doors and pull-ups since they lack joints. Leave that to the Magapinna though. It'll open all those doors and pull itself up the sides of buildings lickety-split and eat the few remaining humans that have been able to defend themselves against the squid hordes. Isn't evolution beautiful? Number 2. Stargazer. The stargazer fish doesn't have incredible dreams that life in a small town is holding back, nor does it have any particular interest in astronomy. It just happens to sit on the bottom of the ocean a lot, and since it needs to eat, has eyes at the top of its head. Or maybe on stalks, because eyes on top of the skull wasn't quite unnerving enough. But it gets better. You see, stargazers aren't just kind of ugly, they're actually dangerous. They've got poison spines that can even turn out a pretty nasty electric shock. Yes, this may be the slacker of the things that can really hurt you category, but that doesn't mean it won't put the effort in if you get close enough. Number 1. Blue-ringed octopus. Okay, so the blue-ringed octopus might be the cutest animal on this list, not that that's particularly hard though. It's just a tiny octopus covered in polka dots. A tiny little octopus that actually is more fatal than Rambo suffering a bout of roid rage. The blue-ringed octopus, you see, is from Australia, and no animal in Australia is allowed to exist without some horrible form of venom that will kill you incredibly slowly. This particular octopus, though, is an overachiever even by Australian standards, with a painless bite that will slowly paralyze your entire body until you die from being unable to breathe. The only way to survive is to have people do CPR on you until medics arrive, and then those medics will put you on a ventilator. And just for fun, you're going to be fully aware most of the time, and no, there's no anti-venom, you're just going to have to sweat it out. Luckily though, most people make a full recovery. So I really hope you found that video, well, terrifying. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below, and don't forget to subscribe. We got brand new videos just like this every day of the week. For more from me, why not check out another channel I do called Geographics? I'm going to link to that below. And as always, thank you for watching.